Homebrew Entertainment presents Bob and John's Quick Shots. Your hosts, Bob Katie, Jay Schmidt, and John Piccirillo.
Welcome to Bob and John's Quick Shots, episode. I have no idea what episode. We haven't done a quick shot in so long. I don't know.
We haven't done one with the band.
I should know that off the top of my head, but
Yes. Well,
Same rules apply, though, right?
Oh, you do that to me every fucking time.
Craig. Sorry.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
Obviously, Rip Jay's not here, even though he was,
originally supposed to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, everything got all messed up because we're having like 5 snowstorms a week.
That is the problem.
And it threw everything off. And we wanted to preserve episode 151 because Jay wanted to join in. And we wanted it 151 here and everything. So we're just doing a quick shots in between to keep 151 waiting for next week.
I'm going to blow your mind because I'm not going to be here next week.
You're not?
I just thought about it when I was upstairs, and I'm like, wow, damn it. I'm not going to be here.
We can't win. We can't get everybody.
It's all for naught.
We can't get everybody in here. God damn it. We can't. So maybe episode 151 is going to be next week. Maybe it'll just be an hour-long quick shots.
A long quick shot.
Maybe I could FaceTime in. That would be a lot of fun.
That'd be the way to do it.
I don't have any more iPads or anything.
John could just hold me up.
Yeah. Put him up on a stand, right? That's all.
We do have Flat Greg over there.
That's right. Flat Greg can
be
sit
just
in
like
for
that.
me.
What do you say, Greg?
We can. That would be something to do.
So now you've changed it from being a quick shot. We're going to do an hour now?
No. I was.
okay.
No. Relax.
He makes
Relax.
jokes.
Yeah.
He makes jokes.
Relax. Knowing us, it'll probably last an hour, but
Yeah.
We're
trying
already
to get
15 minutes in. That's
It went by quick.
that went by real fast.
It was all over so quickly.
It was all over.
It's normally not like this, I swear.
This never happens.
Did you?
Sex lube.
Do you have any new? Sounds.
No. It was supposed to be for the big podcast. That didn't happen because everybody was snowballing their driveways.
Jiminy Christmas.
that is true.
Polovish Mazachachny.
They closed the throughway to
I
tractor
know.
trailers. That
Yeah.
disrupts the business that I'm in.
It disrupts a lot of business.
Yeah.
Just a couple of them. You know?
All up in your business.
John's a little under the weather if he's not exactly loose and buttery tonight.
You're lucky to have me here, folks. I tell you that right now.
He might not be loose, but he's definitely buttery.
We might not
Hey.
see him because he looks green. So he might just fit right in.
We're getting closer to having the green screen fully up and everything.
Almost back up.
It's almost. Well, I was waiting for next week to have it full run. John doesn't feel well when he eats only half, comes in, eats half dinner, goes upstairs at 7:00, and you don't see him again till morning.
Yeah, that's serious for me.
And
That's serious.
Yeah, that's possible.
John has Ebola.
Do you have a drain in this basement? His guts are about to come out his asshole.
At least he didn't have to wake up with a pipe in his pecker.
At least,
Wow, Pecker knows what?
Where?
at least I'm back to my normally scheduled medication. Because last night there was no medicating. I
You did stop and get a whole gallon of wine though, but you just didn't drink any of it.
I just love to be. I just like to be prepared for.
John's
Just
prepper.
in case.
You never know when you're going to get snowed in. You got to be ready.
For some reason, he hung that thing up like 5 seconds, like a IV bottle. For some reason,
Yeah, all these preppers all over the world, like stuffing their basements full of food and water. You go find John's little stash of wine.
Oh,
He's got 175 gallons of wine ready to go.
that's true. it's true.
yeah, it's the wine cellar. Yeah,
Because
he's got the wine cellar.
for a while, when I was getting into wine, I was grabbing my dad's wine all the time. And obviously, I can drain the wine cellar. You know,
Yeah,
I-
that
Rather
gets in
quickly.
trouble.
So I've learned my lesson because we really tried to way overproduce, which you run into capacity problems.
You can never overproduce her, John.
No,
Always have a place
I'm ready to
drink
get.
here, you degenerate scumbag.
I'm ready to get a 30-gallon wooden. But
Cask.
the trick to those, we've had them before, but you have to keep them full. That's the bottom line.
Oh, you
You
have
gotta
to dry
keep 'em
out, then
full.
they'll stop holding.
So
yeah.
if you don't, it's kind of a maintenance thing.
It sounds like a
you
lot
know.
of maintenance.
But and here's the thing, you put the new juice in there,
And you put the new juice out.
and
the new juice in.
You do that in the
new
fall,
juice
say
out.
September-ish, and then Easter, which is just around the corner.
Oh, he's
is
all
when
excited.
it turns loose and buttery. So, like, I
juice
know
is
the
loose.
value. I used to be able to drink it down before it was awesome, but I don't do that anymore. I let it get. So that means I even bring store-bought wine over there. As a matter of fact, my sisters, now when they come over for dinner, is like, where's Dad's wine? I'm like, I don't know. I just buy my own because I don't want to use it all.
It's like tantric
But
sex.
when it's
Like-
families here,
It's really
I'm not
going
going
to
to drink it yet. Not going to drink it yet.
when the family's there, that's a good
just
time
touched
for
the
the wine.
bottle.
But we're all out of last season's. We're waiting on Easter, basically.
Easter.
Yeah.
Wait.
Easter is a whole new round for the rest of the
Well,
year.
it's only a couple of weeks away.
It's a holy day.
And we have a gig the night before.
Easter
yeah.
Sunday to me.
Yeah, we're gigging that night before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
City
oh,
Sports
yeah.
Grill, Clifton Park.
Oh, that's a 9 to 1 too.
That's
Oh,
that's a good gig. That's,
Man,
we're
you
gonna
guys
have
got me
fun.
on the grind.
That's right.
Oh, the gigs are just rolling in.
And we're confirmed for April 28th.
We are confirmed for April 28th at Our Place Bar and Grill in Mechanicsville. New York.
Hey.
Yeah.
Ooh, there. That's another reason why we're end up selling the boat because of the grandchild,
time, yeah.
and for the gigging is definitely going to obviously be more during the summer. You know?
It's usually more in the winter around.
Really?
here. Yeah, it's hard to get summer gigs here because the people don't go out to the bars in the summer. They go out on their boat.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Lake George.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, so
So-
that works for me.
You got to get the high end gigs during the summer. You got to get the party town
And then
gigs. The
if
places
I'm
where
already up
people
on
are.
the lake, there's no problem with playing up
Well,
there.
then you should get us a gig.
Yeah,
I got to start hanging around. That'll be what I do this summer. Take a little boat ride.
I've been hustling lately. I've
Port
been
Island
hustling.
Pub and
lately.
Captain Naughty's would be two good
Yeah.
places.
Captain. No.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what that is, but yes.
Actually, they have some. They used to have the coolest.
It's on the
shit
island
lake.
of Sex Lube.
It's not
They
even a
used to
bar,
run
is
the
it?
Party.
It's called the reach
They
around.
brought all that. They used to bring the porta potties out there.
No,
The
that's
boat that
their.
had the
That's
pan.
their.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
the
They
house
were all
drink.
set up.
The house drink is called the reach around.
Take 5 reach arounds.
I'll take 5
rounds on me.
We're at Captain Naughty's. I'll take 5 reach arounds and 1 sex lube, please. I'm a sex lube shooter. Oh, this podcast went south fast.
Sir, this is my house. Get out.
The reach around. Oh.
Like when I bend over or sneeze,
Where's the drop?
my head feels like it wants to.
Oh yeah. Been there.
When I bend over to push the button, my ass will be the last thing you ever see.
And I hope it doesn't explode.
Tonight at the Slippery Pickle, the house the house beer
Actually-
is the reach around
Actually, I'm more regular.
with sex lube
regularly.
shooters.
I haven't been regular because I haven't eaten much. You know,
Oh,
that's
John's
coming.
having trouble pooping.
A little bit.
At the Slippery Pickle, you know, you have the sex lube shooters.
They'll help with your regularity.
Oh yeah.
Shirtless
shooters?
men in lederhosen with a little German hat on come around.
John has that costume.
Yeah, I know. That's
do.
where it came from, the Slippery
I
Pickle.
got the same thing.
The Slippery Pickle.
That was early in the show, I think. No, we were in front of the green screen by the time.
Yeah.
we come up with that idea.
DJ Hans.
DJ.
DJ Hans.
DJ Hans.
DJ Hans is playing at the Slippery Pickle.
I thought he was a pretzel peddler.
I am.
Yeah, that too.
All right.
Lederhosen.
Yeah.
That's on my list. Is pretzel peddling.
If we could do animation, there'd be a shit ton of stuff we could
Oh,
do.
that'd be crazy.
You guys would never have to be on camera again.
Nope.
It would be my dream.
It would be my dream.
I started this to be the radio thing, not the YouTube thing.
That's just for me.
That's him. That's him.
I still spend a good amount of time on YouTube.
It's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It's educational.
It's my main. I don't know.
Disturbing sometimes, yes.
Yes. Very disturbing.
Very disturbing sometimes.
If a chick plays an instrument, John has seen it on YouTube, especially if she's hot.
I love that.
I saw
love that.
Beth Hart's coming. You saw that?
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I did. But I have
With,
not checked it out with
John's got a hard on.
what's his name?
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yeah, I actually.
He's so badass, John. You're gonna
Oh yeah,
I might go to the show.
I have one of his early CDs. I don't know. I think it was early when we were in high school.
I've got
No.
a couple. No, he would have been. He was
He's younger than us.
16
Yeah.
when. That was.
In the late 90s.
Who am I thinking?
Yeah,
I don't know. Who are you
Bonamassa,
thinking
maybe.
of? No. Who are you thinking of?
Buddy Guy, I think that's who you're thinking.
Yeah, they're similar.
Yeah, he's only been around for a little while.
They're
A
not
guy by the name of
dissimilar.
Edward Van Halen?
No. Must have been something I thought up.
Buddy
Just
Waters,
a,
maybe?
just a dude I made up in my head.
Lead Belly?
It's not a tumor.
So obviously we're trying to make this a quick shot, and usually
late.
when we're all here, it ends up being like a 2-hour thing, and Tom slugs upstairs afterwards and falls asleep on his way home
That's right.
until he passes out. Usually 10 o'clock comes, and I'm surprised if we see a text from Tom. It's like, pff,
He's a pumpkin.
yeah.
I am. I'm an old man.
Well, besides you get up at the crack ass at dawn.
Yeah, God. 15 every day, man.
Fuck that.
That's right. You got a birthday coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my muffins are ready.
Shit like that doesn't slip by with social media around.
Well, you
Yeah.
see, the funny thing is that I actually hid my birth date on my Facebook account.
You hid your what?
Recently.
It didn't work.
Oh, it didn't?
No, I think I just saw it
Oh.
today or yesterday.
Son
Yeah,
of a
I saw
bitch.
it's coming up.
When,
Yeah.
when is it? This month?
13th.
Yeah,
oh,
next
shit,
Tuesday.
that's very
yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
See, now the problem is that when you have like 400 plus Facebook friends, and like only a select few of them are actual friends, and then everybody sends out it's like I don't hear from this son of a bitch the other 364 days of the year. Today he's
Yeah.
wishing me a happy birthday, and now I have to thank him.
Nah. Nice timing. So, yeah, I figure we're gonna monopolize that because we got the gig this Saturday, the makeup gig because of the fucking snowstorms.
Oh, yeah. By the
for
way, we're
Figgins.
playing where?
Figgins in Albany, Albany Shaker Road.
462 Albany Shaker
Sure,
Road, I
that
believe.
sounds about
You
right.
can find out all the information on 151online.com.
That's this Saturday, the 10th of March at Figgins, 8 to 11.
Chris has us looking at you like, we have a gig Saturday?
Sorry.
For real? That's this weekend?
Like, what day is it now?
I did a little time traveling recently.
Yeah, the snowstorm fucked us up. You know what? The one thing I was glad about is that they made a decision early.
Oh yeah, that was very
That's what
nice
I
of
was
them.
really being. That's what I was really being irritated with them. It's like, oh, they better not be one of these where
I think they
we're
gave us
on our
plenty of
way, and
time.
they're like, no.
No.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, I would have been really
That
pissed
was
off.
like about 11 o'clock or so you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before I even
Yeah.
contacted them. They'd already got a hold of me and said,
I think it was
"Let's
right
just-"
about when we started texting each other about it.
What
And
was
was it-
even better though is that they said, "Hey, we're going to cancel this for tonight. Can you do this date?"
I know,
So
they were like that.
that's nice. You never get that. Somebody
No.
cancels on you, and it's just like you
Yeah.
go back into the ether and wait for
Yeah.
the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We'll
so
get
that
back
was
to
nice.
in like June.
yeah. Well, when the calendar frees up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it freed up immediately.
Yeah, that was nice, and they
That
got
worked
it
out
out
well.
right away. Although Jay might.
Sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a Facebook guy, so he doesn't do Facebook, but he looked them up on their page on.
Did he check our?
No.
Okay, because I realized I forgot to change the website. May have still not changed the website. That would have screwed him. Yeah.
No, I think you might have changed the website. I think I looked at it the other day.
Did I?
I don't know.
I don't think I did.
I could be lying.
I know it's on Facebook.
Bob's a known liar.
Chris is over here going, we have a website?
What?
Like, who the fuck are these guys?
How did I get here?
Is that?
Do I know you?
What do they mean by we?
Am I being paranoid or is he busting my balls?
You guys can see me?
Your balls are showing.
Like, my base was just like this, except it's plastic wrap.
You're making a big mistake,
Cowboy.
So I was just gonna say that we got the gig Saturday, Tom's birthday. We're gonna see what we can make of that.
Oh,
Stage. Yeah. So,
Well,
so that's gonna eventually.
on your drum set.
That would be
Guess I'll
rude,
show
but maybe I'll see if I can get you some drinks. Who else?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what else might happen?
Yeah.
You would have an enormous Schwanzstücke.
all right, then
He's going to be very popular.
Very popular.
Very popular.
Well, that sounds like a hot item.
All right, so what we're going to do is we usually do a top 5 because we can't. I mean, that would be like 4 hours if we did a top 10, so we're reducing it down to a top 3. And we only have like 2 minutes left.
Nice. I knew it.
No,
I know.
no. We got.
Start another episode.
So you.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Continue.
That's all for tonight.
That's all, folks.
That's it.
You're goddamn.
Oh,
You're goddamn right. I do. So
goddamn
here come 2 words for you. Shut the fuck up.
that'll be my one that I hit when you guys are going too long.
No, there you
Nice.
I was expecting it by now.
No. So we're going to do top 3. I wanted to try to find one that was extremely difficult for everybody. Rack their brains a little bit. I think we blew Chris's up
Yeah, right.
on this one. So we're going to let Chris go first. He's just going to go through and give us his top 3.
The whole 3?
Yeah, we'll just
sure.
we'll do it that at a time.
You should probably tell the audience top 3 what.
I'm getting there. Thank you, Tom. Thank you,
Director.
Gas.
Hey, don't do that.
We'll just go one at a time, do our top 3. If you have a little explanation of whatever in there, that's good. That's fine, because you might. I have a little, but Greg's like, no. And we're doing top 3 Iron Maiden songs. And we'll start with Chris, since his brain probably exploded with this one.
So I could have easily picked 3 Steve Harris songs, but I wanted to pick one that was a Smith, Dickinson, Harris. So my number 3 is The Evil That Men Do.
Ooh.
Nice.
My number 2 is Heaven Can Wait.
Ooh.
Went with the weird one there. And my
Yeah, I
number
got
1
most of
is
that.
Phantom of the Opera from the first one.
Ooh.
There you go.
You went the first one on that one.
But there's also the live one. There's the live one from Live After Death.
Yeah, that's a great
It's a very nice
version
song.
too. Yeah.
I should have figured Chris. I thought I went more obscure, but Chris went way more obscure.
Yeah, I won't be nearly as obscure.
No, yeah, Chris went deep in the. It'd be like if we just did top 3 Kiss songs. That would be my list. Like the deep. Everybody's going, oh, you know that.
Those
Like
are
I've
Kiss
never
songs?
heard of any of those songs.
My songs feel very pedestrian now.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to tell me that second one again, 'cause I don't.
I know all those,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, woo, those are ones that are. A couple of those are like long ones too.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like-
Heaven Can Wait's long. Phantom of the Opera's long.
yeah,
The other one's probably like 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
yeah.
Oh, that's
they're not
short
the ancient Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
No,
or anything.
I really wanted to pick that one. But no.
Number 4.
You could like read like half of Genesis when you're doing that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
War and Peace, and that song's still going. So Greg, you're 3.
All right. So number 3 is primarily because of the band, because I don't think I would have picked this in my top 3 before, but Wasted Years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I always liked that song, but now I really
That's the
love
song
it.
that got me into Maiden.
Yeah. So Wasted Years, number 2, Flight of Icarus, which we've talked about before.
The Smith, Dickinson, Harris song.
That's just one of those ones that like stuck in my head.
The first song for Nico. The first song.
yes.
It's the first song he ever played.
Is it?
Yeah, because that's the drum right in the middle.
No, that's Where Eagles Dare.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Take that.
Those two for some reason.
That's why
the
I
names
don't
are-
like doing this without listening to every fucking song while I'm doing it, because I know there's things that I love, but that's not that song.
Where Eagles Dare is the first
song.
The first song he ever recorded with Iron Maiden.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because Steve Harris. The story is Steve Harris came in and started every time he'd yell at him, be like, he'd show him when he thought he had all this great part done and everything. Steve Harris looking, no, that sucks. Do it again. You go back out, come back like an hour later. What do you got? No, that sucks. And finally, the one time he was just like, I don't know what to do, blah, 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 and he just did that, and he was like, that's it.
That's crazy.
Nailed it. Now do it again. Fuck.
Can I get a playback on that?
So your Flight of Icarus was your second?
Flight of Icarus is number 2. So number 1 is Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Ooh. I'm titillated.
Yes, it was definitely one of my
Titillated,
favorites.
aren't you? Well, that didn't solve anything. Guess I'll just go out and get hammered.
So I talked about that album once before. That was like
Yeah.
my first CD I ever bought. My parents were kind of giving me the sideways look, Everything had been bluesy and stuff before that, and then they're like, "What? Wait, what?"
What is this devil music?
Yeah,
What is this devil music?
No, that's not a devil on the front cover. No.
No, it's just
That was my
it's
first.
just Eddie.
That was my
Eddie.
first Maiden record too. That was
Seventh Son.
Yeah. Love that one.
My first Maiden was Somewhere in Time.
Nice.
Wasted Years grabbed me. That was-
I had older brothers that were listening to Maiden before that. But
We know
I-
John
so
was
I knew
Killers.
them, but
Yeah, that's why when I'm sitting here thinking of songs, definitely that got me into Maiden, it's that stuff. And then I got thinking, I'm like, we did this before, because I know I've mentioned a couple of these.
Did we?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Feels like
they
we
were
talked
probably
about
just
this.
in your top songs, or
Yeah, they might have
Probably,
been.
yeah,
people.
yeah.
We've done so much.
Maybe in
yeah.
a certain range.
Yeah.
Because we did a 10-year.
Seventh Son was the first tour. The first time I saw them.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a good tour.
Actually,
I always try to get you to play.
the funny thing is,
80 was that late 80s, 88,
What's the name of that
89?
one? Another
yeah,
Life.
yeah. And the
write
funny
that
thing is, I didn't go to see Iron Maiden. Wasn't the main attraction for me.
What was
Ace
it?
really opened up for me. So I went, and Ace. I mean, literally, my ears were bleeding after Ace. I'm like, oh my god, Iron Maiden. Where our fucking blood's gonna start coming out of our fucking ears, and they weren't nearly as loud.
Nice.
But they were great.
Tuned in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were great. They were one of those ones like, okay, because I was like, I knew some Iron Maiden and got into it Somewhere in Time and loved Wasted Years, but I only knew Wasted Years, Run to the Hills, just a few
Right.
of the more popular ones. But after I left, I was like, okay, I like Iron Maiden a lot now. John, your top 3?
All right, for number 3, I'm going to go Wasted Years. And again, playing it makes it more personal, I guess.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's an honorable mention. So I'm going with some Killers stuff because that was the first album of any music I got, let alone
Nice.
music. Just talked it over with Chris. Number 2 would be Another Life. I like that intro there. And then
I'm not
the guitar's
familiar
like,
with that one. I'm not as familiar with the first two. So
and then
this is entertaining.
That's good. Yeah, it's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's entertainment.
yes.
Right there. Doesn't get any better than that.
Hey, boys!
And then the song on that album that was probably my favorite was Rothschild.
Nice.
So that was, that's yeah.
I used to sing that in my last band. We did a badass version of Wrathchild.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I always think for some reason one of those. I looked it up quick. Murders in the Rule More.
Oh, I love that one.
I love that song, but it gets off to a little slow start if you're just
It's
checking
very
it out.
slow. Yeah.
But I like that song.
But then it's like a million miles an hour.
Yeah. It gets going.
That fucking harmony guitar solo. Yeah, it's like,
I wish I was beyond.
that's it. Every time. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right there.
More Maiden it is.
Or Maiden it is.
The laughing in the head. No.
Too much.
Loading.
My 3, I thought I was going more. I stayed away from Wasted Years and Run to the Hills, and
If I had more time, I would.
all of that. I stayed away from those because I'm just like, that would just be, it'd make this a lot easier. And I was like, I want to have a little bit more
Make it
fun with it.
difficult, yeah.
Yeah. So then I thought I was going, I'll go a little bit more obscure. Then I heard Chris's, and I'm just like, no, I'm not more obscure.
Not really.
Not really. But I guess the whole part of the theme of my list is I love how Maiden switches time signatures and songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
They cut
masters.
time, they double time. They're just literally the drop of a dime. They're into the next.
Yep.
You know, they're just not people who just think Maiden is the Gallop hasn't heard anything from Iron Maiden. Yeah. So I start off with The Prisoners, number 3.
Yeah,
nice.
I almost picked that one
Yeah,
too.
just I mean, you're
It's a
talking
good
about
one.
again changing time signature and everything.
Who's
And
number 1?
Who's number 1?
You are number 6.
I am number 2. I am not a number. I am a free man.
So we all like Maiden just a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly. And talk about two probably of the greatest really rhythmically drummers like that with Clive Burr and Nico McBrain. It's just crazy shit. My number 2 is
I had to go and watch The Prisoner later in life because I'd never seen The Prisoner, and I'm like, just because of the song, like I had to. Yeah.
And it's really weird.
And it's awesome. Yeah.
I am not a prisoner. I'm a free man. My number 2 is this is actually one I've found probably in the last 5 years. It's nice to get a new old song that you haven't really been on, but I love this song now, and it's Afraid of the Dark.
Oh yeah.
Talk about different rhythmics. Fear of the Dark. Sorry. Fear of the Dark.
And when they're overseas, man, and those big.
Oh, they're like.
That's the video that got me into that song is Flight 666.
Yeah, because you're like, oh.
Number 1 is you're sitting there going, holy fuck, that's a lot of fucking people, and I'd be shitting myself now.
Yeah.
And then they're just commanding them in what you just with the rhythmic. Yeah. Well, that's what Dickinson's got his hand on. He's doing this, and everybody's just all the band's just jumping. I mean, it's insane the way they switch rhythmically in that song. It's awesome. You know, the way they in the shade and the light of that thing.
Still entertaining.
Show back there, yeah.
Like an eagle.
It's the wrong song, but that's all right.
That's what I've got in my head.
My number 1 is Revelations.
Oh, I almost picked that one too.
That's again the version of Flight 666 is awesome.
Yeah, because they had the 3 guitars.
Yeah, that's just again rhythmically with that. You know,
That's a Bruce Dickinson song too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's all over the place.
Yeah,
it's so good.
But it's just got some great groove and rhythmic shit. Yeah, yeah. He's got that crowd just fucking commanding the crowd. It's like, it's like so many of their songs were just like, we're gonna write this and fucking fans are gonna love this and we're gonna rock the shit up. It's like meant for live. Yeah. You know. Yeah. You're like, how bizarre that is that they can almost write it like that.
Yeah,
but I kind of went with that. That's what I got in my head. Like, I love those rhythmic Maiden songs that just change up so many different times in a song.
Yeah,
Tom,
those are good picks.
Yes, sir.
I approve.
Thank you, Mr. Maiden.
Chris approved.
I'm hoping for Chris's approval.
A full release ensures a rejuvenative rest and promotes a winning attitude.
2 of mine are the bottom 2 are actually repeats of other people's, but
at this point,
yeah. Number 3, Flight of Icarus. That was one of the ones that got me into Iron Maiden in the first place early on, back in the early '80s. And then, of course, Wrathchild, number 2.
Nice. Yeah.
But one of my all-time favorite songs is number 1 is Power Slave.
Oh,
I
didn't even think of that.
I just love the
killer song.
The cadence of it and everything, and the production is a little different than the rest of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the
it like breaks down in the middle.
Yeah, breaks down in the middle. The vocals in the background and everything like that are kind of like a little different, than you somebody.
You're like fuck Joe.
2 on 4 you.
No, that was a burp. That's what that was.
Yeah, so Power Slave is definitely number one for me. Just
Yeah, it's a
something
nice
about
choice.
That, just like
Yeah.
the rhythm of the song and everything is just awesome.
Yeah, yeah, rhythmically they get so crazy and so intricate in that shit. But it's so fucking amazing shit once you sit down and really listen to it.
Oh, yeah. It's,
You know what I mean? It's like they're like one of those bands where it's just the everything when it just all syncs up rhythmically. You're like, whoa! It's so huge. It's like the same thing I feel like when I listen to a lot of Zeppelin. It's like, you've got the push and pull with Page and Bonham, and then John Paul Jones just fitting in there, and it's just like you start going, what's going on here? So,
and it all fits, yeah. It
Yeah.
just works together. Yeah.
yeah, and you're sitting there just like this is like a
It's on the cusp of falling apart.
yeah, but it's
right
real
there.
strong there.
I forgot to text the name of the device that Geddy Lee uses because it's a funny name.
Oh, the thing for the feet. Yeah. The foot pedals for the,
Taurus.
Yeah, but it's like got a
Clitoris?
two-part name, I
Clitoris?
think, and it's like Hergate.
Oh, is it? Wait.
Hervé
Flugel. Flugelhorn.
I was looking it up because I did have it backwards. Because I listened to when I drop Samantha off on my way back here on a Tuesday. It's usually Sammy
Hagar's
radio show. So he was doing a thing, and they were talking about great singers, I think, or I don't know. But then he started going on and on about come on. He's going, come on, Geddy, just give it up. It just pisses me off you with that. Playing with your feet and playing the guitar and singing and all that. It's too much. You shouldn't be doing it all.
It's too
But
much.
I thought he was
John's the way
filling
people-
in with bass with his feet, but I had it wrong. He must be like
It's
the keys,
keyboards,
like
Yeah, it's like key chords.
chords. Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
You saw that picture, right? He's
Yeah,
got the-
it's
he's-
crazy.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
guitar, bass.
The name reminded me of Hurdy-Gurdy,
Hurdy-gurdy.
but I can't.
It's the same. It's the same kind of the same kind of thing. Like John Paul
Taurus
Jones used
sounds
to do
like a
lot.
part of the answer,
when he
though.
used
I
to do
know.
some Zeppelin songs, like when they used to do No Quarter and stuff.
Yeah.
he'd play he'd play bass with his left hand and play organ
Yeah.
stuff on his right, which is just crazy. But then Geddy Lee, you put like foot pedals and bass and singing and all that shit.
Too
and everything.
much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was so that
I was the only one that went.
that
Steve Harris.
picture of
Steve
him,
Harris, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That picture of him was on like Cover Band Central on Facebook.
Yeah.
And there were people just tearing up Geddy Lee's vocals. And I'm like,
I never got that. Like, what's?
yeah, you might
they've had
not
from the beginning.
like
They always
that
have from the
sound,
beginning.
but I mean,
a
the
good
guy
singer.
is such a good singer.
Yeah, he's got great range.
Yeah, he's got awesome range. If you don't like the tone of his voice, well, fuck you.
Well,
but
it's because it's not the norm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When anything is not the norm.
he's not big
Then-
and warm. He's got that, you
Yeah.
know, it's a little higher pitched nasally stuff, but he's got massive range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still can bring it.
Oh, all day long.
And then I think on Thursday nights is Alice.
Yeah, Alice has got one
So
too.
he was saying about because Neil
Peart?
Peart.
Sir,
retired,
Yeah,
and he was
basically.
saying, all they need is a drummer. They just play. That's what he was saying.
You know
Anybody
what?
wants to fill in, you know.
Trust me that those two don't sit there and think that probably every morning when they get up. They sit there and they go, "Oh, I really like to play."
Yeah.
And,
Maybe they should call the original drummer back. Kicking the balls.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty.
Hey, remember
of
us? What are you doing now?
It's been,
Neil
45
Peart's
years,
followers that they could easily find one to play the songs. Then
I
comes
think
up to
if they
how
did it-
writing goes, because I think definitely Neil Peart would be a bit greatly influenced the songwriting steps. I think.
Well, I don't think they probably might not even want to attempt to do any kind of album at this point. They'd probably maybe just want to play. And
Well,
I think if
that
they
would be
went,
probably pretty
I
easy
think
for
if
them
they
to
went and got somebody like
Portnoy or
I was just about to say Portnoy. 'Cause he's in every band
yeah,
anyway.
why
Well, he
not?
did a Rush
One
tribute
more.
band, so he's already he's resume.
If
for
you
it.
need a superstar fill-in drummer, Portnoy's your man because he's
Well,
filled in for everybody.
That's what that guy did right. He's a professional drummer
yeah.
for the high end deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean,
Keeps busy.
I think that's what they would have to do. I mean, probably that's just like AC/DC did with Axl. They're like, who are we going to get? Who are we going to get that we could possibly get away with?
I'll tell you to this
And you can
day,
only go with at least a person who has their own resume already and
you got
and
it.
fit in.
I love Sammy Hagar.
Well, you.
And I
they
thought
went
he was
Journey.
the weirdest introduction to Van Halen.
Oh,
if you asked my
definitely.
question. When
I
was
hated it.
introduced, I was like, oh,
I hated it. To be honest with
totally.
you, I was just like, I ignored the first two.
I'm not listening to you.
No, I did. I did not. 5150 and OU812. I was like, I don't have
It
anything to do
changed
with
the
it.
band. It's a whole new.
It's a different. It's a completely different band.
Yeah.
The one that got me around was For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge
Yeah, that
because
was a good album.
I was just like, okay, wow, this is like fucking
Great.
There's a lot. It was so much more edgier than the other two albums. So it was like, whoa, what is? Okay,
No
this
more
is a whole.
keyboards. It's real organic sounding production.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, it
The
was.
other one's a real 80s sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that's what got me into Sammy on his own, and then I came
He's
back
done
around to
so
the other.
much shit. That's the thing that blows me away. I didn't
He's been
learn
around
of him
since,
until
late
much later in
60s,
life.
yeah.
Oh, I loved Sammy before.
But Montrose
Van
was
Hagar.
Montrose was awesome.
forever ago and was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Montrose. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got. You'd love to play
Bad
some
Motor
Montrose.
Scooter and Ride,
The people
baby.
just don't know it. That's the
Love
only problem.
that song. Rock Candy.
He had this habit of joining bands named after the guitar player.
Yeah,
Well, that's how it
Montrose,
works.
Van Halen. He took a pay cut to join Van Halen.
I bet he did.
Van Halen. At the time, Van Halen was losing money hand over fist because he had a terrible record deal with Warner
No
Brothers,
shit.
and they were actually in debt. And
He
Hagar
sold like
was at
50
the
million records at that point.
And Hagar was
crazy.
Hagar was at the peak of his popularity
Oh, yeah.
and just dragging it money, and that's why one of the reasons he said, "I'll join, but we got to take my manager." He goes, "Because I'm taking a pay cut."
That's crazy.
You know, and then
I think it paid off though.
Yeah,
I'd say so,
Yeah, I think everybody was pretty happy with that deal.
Yeah.
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 Maybe not in the end, but somewhere in
Yeah.
between.
Somewhere.
Oh, he said after he left Van Halen, he said that was it. I never needed any money ever again.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
He goes.
Now he just has fun.
So whenever he
like a
goes,
dream.
he goes. After I left Van Halen,
My
everything
dream,
was
anyway.
fun because I could sit there and always go back and go. I have Van Halen money. You know, I've got Van Halen money. I'm good because he had all sorts of businesses when he did early on in his career. He had one of the first like mountain bike shops in
Really?
California. He had some what do you call it?
Oh, he
Some,
sells them off
like
and makes a
fire
bunch of money.
extinguisher or fire
Oh, yeah, I did.
something code.
That was in
business
his
or
book,
something.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
Like one
He
of the
got into
top ones in
everything.
the country. He became like one of the top ones in the country. He sold that.
So crazy.
He was
Sammy
paying.
the
He
businessman.
felt he was paying too much money traveling to tour, so he started his own travel business, which bands like 80s bands like the Scorpions and a whole bunch of other 80s bands went through his company to set up their tours and stuff like that, travel and everything. So he was building and selling these companies.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, so
He's my
just like,
hero.
He's like once he got into once he got his solo career started, he never looked back. He's just like buying and selling stuff, no, this, that, and everything else.
Investing.
Yeah.
Yep.
No partying. Just fuck that.
Yeah.
Tequila. Partying and investing.
Well, the amazing thing is, I think we were talking about this last week at practice. He says, all this Van Halen money, and Van Halen was nobody outside the United States.
Yeah.
Right.
He said they went over to Europe and opened up for Bon Jovi
Yeah.
because they couldn't get a headlining gig over there.
It's crazy.
And you just think about that, it's like, what? That's insane.
That is insane.
You know what? Here the
Dave was dragging him down.
the biggest bullshit story I read the other day was that when he was like 14 years old, Wolfgang Van Halen had never picked up an instrument, allegedly. And
What's that thing?
yeah, he's never seen a guitar.
Never
around
seen one of
his
those.
house ever.
You play guitar, Dad?
Oh, are you in a band, Dad?
Are you any good?
Yeah. And so allegedly, he picked up the bass. Within 30 days, he knew all the Van Halen songs.
I've never heard these songs before. They
And
fascinate
these
me.
are-
Let me sit down and learn them.
And he was the one that called David Lee Roth up to see if he wanted to be back in.
And
I
was
did
like,
hear
"You
that.
suck."
I did hear that.
Yeah.
I did hear he was the one that
And
that,
then-
that pushed the
Yeah.
like basically told the old man to
And then
get back with Dave.
Dave called Eddie up, and then he's like, and he says, "Well, you know, Wolfgang called me." He says, "Well, why the fuck you calling me for?"
Do you remember that album, the first one back for Dave, and they did a couple of new songs? It was
that
like
Mean Wise Magic.
Mean Street.
Oh,
like,
Oh no, it was great. It was a greatest hits.
yeah, but they did like 2 or 3 new songs.
Up for
on it, right?
breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Up for breakfast.
Me
Me
Wise
Wise Magic.
I think there was another one.
Yeah. Wasn't there another one too? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was 3.
What was that second one?
Me Wise Magic.
What? Maybe that was the one.
That was the one that was
a
the
good
single.
song.
Yeah.
Me Wise Magic.
All right, that was probably that was a good
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
They said that was an old song though, and they
Yeah.
an old demo
Well, the
in
whole
the early
that whole
days, yeah.
that whole album they put out with David Lee Roth
A few years ago.
a few years ago.
Old stuff.
The only song that wasn't old was Tattoo,
Which was the
Oh,
worst
yeah.
song.
which
on
was
the
the
record.
worst, was the worst piece of garbage in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh no,
he didn't sound good on that album.
all of those songs were all throwaway songs from each album they went through in the 70s and the early 80s.
I
you
like
know?
that record too, except for that tattoo.
Michael Anthony said when he said he heard the album the first time, he's like, he's just sitting there telling Sammy what's going on in the song before it comes up. He's like, I know these songs.
Yeah.
You know,
I've heard this before.
yeah. And that
he
was
played great on that record, though. I don't know if he was like sober or something, but he was fucking awesome on that.
Was he sober or was he not?
Alive or is it Memorex?
You never know. The stories I hear from the reunion tour with Sammy.
Oh, in like 04?
Oh
Was that-
yeah,
that
he was out of his gourd.
Yeah.
Samurai Eddie is what they called him. Because if he came out, Sammy said you never knew what Ed you were going to get. He goes, one night you get regular Ed, good old Ed, playing great, everything else. He goes, the next night he comes out of the dressing room, he's got writing all over him, and he's got his hair up in his samurai bun. And he goes, you're just like, oh, fuck. He would walk out there, his solo would be a disaster, he's forgetting songs. He goes, he was like, just a nightmare. They said it was like, whatever 1,000 feet in the private jet, and he's trying to kick the window out.
Oh, shit.
And that was the last time that when they did the last bunch of it was with the
Anybody
last
let him
bunch
on
of
a plane?
shows. They were leaving, doing the final show, and Ed was just out of his mind. I mean, they were like having to hold him back, just crazy. And he was pissed off because Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar got their own jet because it's like, we're out. When we get on that fucking
out.
when this show is done, we fucking done. We gone. We're going the other direction. Never seeing you again. Wow. He was fucking out of his mind, just crazed out of his mind. I heard on that.
That would suck to show up at one of those bad shows.
Yeah.
I know, like, what the fuck, man?
I saw them on the Balance tour,
Tribute band?
which didn't seem bad.
Didn't seem bad.
Yeah, Ed was still holding it together by then. So that didn't seem too bad.
Hey, look, for a quick shots, we're only at, 42 minutes so far?
Yeah,
Knocked that thing out.
knock that thing out.
Not so quick.
Not so quick now, are ya?
It'll be under 60 minutes, so it's a quick shot. For us, this is quick.
That's right, Shay.
For us, this is quick.
Quick shot for me is like 2 minutes.
Oh, I guess you know what? I guess we
That's
should.
not what we're talking about.
We never did this, and I guess we should.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John Podcast at gmail.com on iTunes and
Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Facebook Live.
Or at our blah blah blah, on the blah blah blah.
and on our Facebook
YouTube?
page and our YouTube channel of Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power
Or in
Hour.
Power.
And don't forget to go to 151online.com for all your 151 needs.
Rolling.
Do you need 151?
Yes, you do.
I think I need a mic just for Cracker Man so I can participate.
Cracker Man.
Oh, I'm rolling.
We should probably all get mics for that.
You know, the great thing is, some songs, John's trudging along, and I looked at
That's not flattering.
No. I mean, he's
tonight
like,
I'm
he's,
happy I
he's,
made
he's
it through
going,
practice. That was beat, man.
He's doing his thing. He's going along, and he's into it. And then, like, there's me, you, and Tom. They're just like, we're just dancing and everything. And every single time, Chris doesn't even fucking. I swear to God, nothing.
I can't get. John doesn't even look up at me anymore. I'm over there like, ooh, and he's not doing anything. Yeah,
yeah. But I've never, ever for this whole year we've all been together here playing. It hasn't cracked him up once.
He's cracked a smile a couple of times, but it's subtle.
It takes
It's subtle.
Takes
I'm in the incredible shrinking chair again. This thing. Hey, welcome back.
Every time we're just like,
I have the headset on tonight. So.
At some point, we got to get Chris to crack. It's like it's becoming a mission now.
Sometimes, like out of my side vision, I see Bob doing something. I'm like, don't look.
Don't look. Well, it screws with me. I can't look at these guys. It's the Jesse's girl syndrome. You're always over there doing.
It's Chris's DNA. He's not supposed to be showing emotion.
The one that used to freak Mike out all the time is I would randomly put the Zach Wilde in just random song, and every time he'd whip around like this, look at me like what?
Did it piss him off?
Crack me
like, I don't know if it.
No, I don't think it. No, because he laughed afterwards.
I always knew he whipped his head around.
Yeah, no, he didn't. No, he wasn't like. It wasn't anger, but it was just like what.
My heroes don't do that.
Because I just randomly, it's coming around. I'll just slide one in right here. What? He'd be like, what the hell?
My thighs will let me.
In a CCR song or something.
The CCR is like, yeah, exactly. Like, what song is definitely not metal that I can just put all these Zach Wilde, like,
Raspberry Beret.
Yeah, exactly. You whip around. And I say, now I got to find something to fuck with Chris now.
Well, you see,
only in practice.
The P2000 model was not programmed with emotions, so
yes.
He's on a specific.
It's going to be very tough. Your mission.
I need a firmware update.
My mission, if I choose to accept it, is to finally have Chris crack a smile during practice.
He does laugh, so that he doesn't. Have,
like when the song's over with,
we're on stage.
Boom, he's like bang, dang, dang.
Yeah,
all business is all right.
Yeah,
he's even okay with finishing all the songs like Pat Benatar.
Yes.
Doesn't crack a smile.
I never think of it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, every time it works.
We do that all the time.
Every time.
All right, we do have to end this under 1 hour.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Sex lube. Sex lube shots and the reach around.
2-for-1 reach arounds.
2-for-1 reach around with Sex Lube Chasers.
A little sloppy pickle shot.
Come get it at the Slippery Pickle.
A slapping pickle.
Looking for a little slapping pickle.
There it is.
Looking for a little slapping pickle.
Looking for a little slapping pickle.
A little slap.
You come down in your best little boy suit and expect me not to get a raging cartilager? And if you're still on the fence, allow me to get you off the fence.
All right, I think we're out. So hopefully next week we're going to have the full 151 except minus Greg.
Just can't seem to get it all together.
Damn it.
I know, we can't. These last 3 weeks has just been a major fucking pain in the balls.
You know, the tough thing about a band is it's like a marriage with 5 people.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're trying to introduce another
It's
marriage.
like we live out in Utah.
It's very complicated.
Yeah, so now we're
very
getting married
complicated.
twice.
Now we have some side action.
There's so many elements.
We're our own side action.
So many moving parts.
It's just like real life.
I am not gay, senor. You just make me do gay.
What are you doing Thursday?
Same thing you did Wednesday.
What day is it?
Yeah, where?
So we're basically
Is it nighttime?
Is it night? What is
The
it?
lights are bright in here.
Yeah, wait till the sun comes out on the next show. Because we don't have the big lights up yet. That's why Jay used to wear glasses
Sunglasses,
all the time.
He wasn't trying to look
Right.
cool. Well, you guys,
See,
when you
we're
guys did
still
that
down
first
with
one.
We
Yeah.
came down and did it, yeah.
Well, you should have seen it when they filled in for you when you went to Italy. They're just like, oh, they get in there and everything. I turn on the lights. It's just like, oh my God!
Keeps you warm.
You guys
at
weren't
night.
kidding.
My corneas.
Yeah, they're fucking.
I feel those within.
Yeah, that's only one light.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta get the hell out of here. Everybody, say goodnight, guys.
Good night,
Good night, guys.
From Homebrew Studios, this has been Bob and John's Quick Shots, featuring Bob, John, and Jay. Brought to you by Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
Looking for a little slab and pickle.